Welcome to the VTuber flashbang, where the feds kick in at your door after they honeypot you. You're a fucking VTuber. Don't go to cons for VTubers, guys. It's a bad idea.
That's so true, actually. Do you remember
The Garfield?
Yeah.
Finding the Garfield stuff around and handing the Garfield memes to the VTuber?
To the fucking VTuber where we go to do it and this hand just shoots through the curtain and grabs the Garfield meme and then comes back. That dude was based.
That's pretty cool.
Shout out that guy.
That was pretty funny.
Welcome to a pre-Awa Higurashi. Anime Week in Atlanta is in less than 24 hours.
Yes, sir. I'm doing a... Here's something no one has heard on this fucking show thing. I'm doing a fucking Runaway cosplay with a group, right?
Yep.
I have no idea how to style a wig. It probably hasn't turned out too bad, because the way I did it is like, okay, this sucks, and I tried to wash it out, but then it ended up kind of like, oh, this kind of works. I only tried to do like the bangs.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it kind of has like greasy hair. It sticks out at points.
He's a little yucky, greasy guy.
It looks yucky and greasy, but yeah. Anyway,
that's from the hit
next
Ryukishi novel.
Fuck. Like phase 2 never, by the way.
Zirconia phase 2 never.
Oh yeah, we talked about fucking. Did we talk about Ryukishi having a Silent Hill last? That wasn't last time.
No, because that
week.
came out in between. Yeah,
that was like last week. Fucking Ryukishi has a fucking Silent Hill.
Ryukishi Silent Hill game actually hype as fuck.
I don't care if it's garbage. I'm buying it.
Silent Hill fans eating good today.
They did not eat good at that presentation. That was a garbage presentation.
Silent Hill fans potentially eating good with Ryukishi. You know who DM'd me? Jib.
Yeah.
Jib DM'd me and was like, hey, Ryukishi's the guy that wrote Higurashi, right?
He DM'd you.
And I was like, yeah? And he was like, do you trust him to write a Silent Hill game? Like, be honest. And I was like, with my life,
yeah,
like
wholeheartedly trust him to write a Silent Hill game. Are you kidding me?
That's what I told him. I was like non-biased. Like, I literally, if you said this game has to have good writing or we're gonna kill you and everyone you know, I would say, okay, I'll take that bet. Like, I have so much faith in Ryukishi. As long as they actually let him be Ryukishi and they don't try and, like, control him.
Who fucking knows what's going on? What, it's not Namco. Whatever. Whoever owns Silent Hill.
Did you see the Fallout 4 Netflix series?
No. Wait, that was a Netflix series?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Money sent it to me last night, and he was like, is this why we haven't had any update on ES6? It's because they're making a fucking Fallout series on Netflix.
I doubt that's why, but anyway, I don't know.
That's been our update in video games for the last like 2 weeks. I guess.
Here's the date. This is how we're dating ourselves, so we know when this fucking video was recorded. It is 10/26/2022, by the way. I'm pretty sure this video is coming out
10/26/2023.
2024 maybe. I don't know.
You know. How long have we been doing this?
2 years?
Are we on our second year?
This is the second year.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because I started in January of last year. It's like I'm gonna, and then, yeah.
We've been doing this for a minute, man.
Well, for the first year, we weren't consistent.
We don't have to do another intro. We already have the intro in the previous clip.
Yeah, we didn't forget to. We didn't hit the stop recording button. No, I just cut that out, by the way.
Yeah.
I just cut out the bad jokes.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Uh-huh.
Famous cosplayer Honey Rabbit.
Uh-huh. League of Legends. Semifinals.
Lends her voice occasionally to...
I don't know what happened, because I came over here and I just right-clicked, and I moved back over here and I looked. But see, it's a good thing.
How does this happen literally every time?
I don't know. I don't think it's a hotkey.
It's not hot. I don't think it's hotkey.
I don't think it's hotkey.
It's gotta be, it's focus, and you hit spacebar or some shit.
Does that start and stop it?
I'm sure it does.
Alright. Well, we can figure that out later. Oh, I'm Shion, right? Yeah. Yeah, I've been Shion this game.
Shion this entire game.
Yeah. The best Sonozaki. Actually, second to their mom.
Technically, your mom.
K-chan, there it is. The cops were smart enough to separate us during questioning. Oishi didn't come talk to me. His aim was Satoshi-kun and nobody else. I got a young cop who just talked about ordinary things. He must have been trying to ease me into the interrogation. When I realized that, the clumsy way he spoke began to frustrate me. Is Satoshi-kun alright? I didn't think Oishi really bought my testimony. He must have been trying to get Satoshi-kun to confess in spite of that. All I could do was pray that he'd keep quiet. The phone on the desk rang, and the cop picked it up.
It's Kuma! Kuma guy.
Hey, it's me, Kuma-chan. Hey.
It's Kuma guy.
Yeah, what's up with that, wise guy? Hey, this is Kuma guy. What? Alright. I understand. Right away.
He hung up and told me that somebody had come to retrieve me. Looked like Satoshi-kun had to stay. Were they going to continue the interrogation just because he had nobody to pick him up? Although, maybe I should have been worrying more about myself. The hag had probably heard about me by now, since I revealed my real identity to the police. I couldn't hide any longer. I was going to receive some sort of punishment. I had no idea what she'd end up doing to me. The degree of punishment for a traitor is always severe in the world of the Sonozakis. The punishment must be carried out. If it's to protect the family's reputation, it's carried out no matter what. Maybe I should kiss my pinky finger while I still can. Shion thinking minor league. And not that they're gonna like flay her skin off. I mean, clearly they don't, because she's like alive and...
You know, in the future, in
Yeah.
the present. But
It's actually just Mion.
it's actually all just Mion.
And Shion has the power of...
Except when you see them together
Yeah,
in the same room.
because Shion has the power of duplication.
She's the power of duplicity.
They...
She actually does.
Because when they cut her finger off, that was her only binding, stopping her from unleashing her magic. And so then she switches places with Mion and switches fingers. And then Mion dies.
Switches fingers.
And then Mion dies in her stead, and then Shion plays both characters.
Okay.
I'm right, but this is a read. This is this is
This is a scum read. That's what this is.
this is my official take of what's going on. I tried to ask. I asked the young cop just in case. Hey. Fuck. Interesting. Hey, did you know that in America, if a condemned criminal gets arrested in a state which has banned capital punishment, they'll refuse to surrender him to the state prosecuting him if that state hasn't banned it? Oh, that's me. Maybe it was too difficult for him. He just looked puzzled. A glossy black car was waiting for me in front of the police station. A few men from my dad's office bowed to me. You want to be Jobber Yakuza
I
guy?
guess I'm the Jobber Yakuza.
Kiryu-chan.
Kiryu-chan. It's been a long... I don't know. It's been a long time, Shion-san.
Where's Kasai? Did they kill Kasai?
Kasai's
He's like the
dead.
best character. Kasai had been helping me ever since my escape from the school. They wouldn't allow him to walk free. How's Sis doing? Does she have something to say about this?
We were only told to bring you to the main house. Please ask her when you get there.
After saying that, he escorted me into the car. A man sat on either side of me. Obviously, they didn't want me to escape. Thinking of Satoshi-kun, I looked back at the police station. Hold on tight, Satoshi-kun. I'll grin and bear it too. The car started off roughly. It was never a good occasion when I went to this house. I thought that was outside. And I was like, oh my god, I'm like, what's going on out there? Except when Mion and I were really small, oblivious of what the Sonozaki name meant for us. I'd been here only when I had to attend boring family council. The car parked behind the house. The traders aren't allowed in through the main gate. I got out of the car. It looked like Sis would be the only person to receive me. I almost spoke to her casually, but her cold gaze froze me before I could. Gorp? It's been a while, Shion. I never expected to see you other than on New Year's. It gave me the chills to hear her greet me in that cold manner. It's a pleasure to see you again, Mion-sama. I feel overjoyed to have the chance to see you, other than on New Year's. I responded, trying to sound likewise. Our leader is deeply upset. I wonder how you'll explain yourself. I have nothing to explain. I had no excuse. I'd escaped from the school solely because I couldn't stand it there. That was all. Shion, come this way. Everyone is waiting for you. Mion escorted me, and the others followed. Kasai's gonna be dead. I don't like that.
You don't remember with Higurashi at all?
No.
Remember when Keiichi was,
Wait, Kasai's not dead.
Yeah.
Yeah! Yeah, I forgot it's Kasai because I called him a jobber throwaway Yakuza guy. Little did I know. We went to the garden, not into the house. As we passed through the huge yard into the woods, I realized where she was taking me. When we were little, we were told never to go near these woods. I had a vague idea of what was in the back of them.
A witch.
Oh, Baba Yaga. I'd heard there was a hidden entrance to the underground torture room, where they used to punish the enemies of the family. The more hideous rumors I heard about the family, the more credible those rumors seemed. God damn it.
Oh, that was my fault. My bad. I wasn't even paying attention to what I was doing.
You set me off. As soon as you yawned, I was like, fuck. Well, I wasn't completely certain about any of that. I never expected to see the torture room for myself. We came to the concave clearing in the middle of the woods. I saw a metal door at the bottom of it. The door reminded me of a bomb shelter. So this is the underground torture room, huh? I was surprised to hear my own voice. My voice was trembling.
It's always like that, Shion.
It made me realize that I was more scared than I thought. Nobody answered my question. The very air felt tense. Could you imagine sounding like this at all times? Everywhere you go, you're just like, hello, how are you doing today? According to the family rules, one of the twins must be eliminated. Was I finally going to be eliminated? I realized I had been underestimating my punishment. I hadn't been aware of the real terror until now. I just thought I was. Beyond the steel door, the air had an intimidating smell. This really was happening to me. I shouldn't allow myself to give in to fear. I felt like saying something rude, but my lips were dry, and my fingers were fidgeting. I was escorted through the narrow hallway and down a few set of stairs. There, I saw another huge steel door. So this was the place. What is that sound?
Yeah. We call those a leaf blower. Big leaf blower moment right here. Gotta love it. It's every Wednesday. This is a good song, by the way.
Wait, have I never realized that this happens every Wednesday? Do we usually have leaf blowers at our recording?
I feel like it. I don't know, at least the past couple of weeks.
I have never realized that. Yeah, this song bangs. It was a spacious and utterly odd-looking room. The room had two sections that looked completely different. One side looked like a
Why would you
lounge.
turn it down? Now I can't hear over the fucking leaf blower.
Because I have to, like, focus. I saw several high-ranking members of the family council sitting on cushions there, looking expressionless. The other half was tiled, as if in a large public bath. That was already puzzling enough. And there were those things. To be honest, they had captured my attention from the moment I arrived. I noticed them even before I saw the lounge and tiled space. I just didn't want to accept that they existed. I couldn't stand straight. I almost dropped to my knees, but I couldn't. Two young men had been holding me by the arms since I got here. There were oddly shaped things hanging from the wall. I was just refusing to recognize what they were. I knew exactly what they were called. I see. I understood that those eerily shaped objects were torture devices from hell. You know what this sounds like? I'm playing Rise of Nations.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Damned fool! Oh.
No. It's the hag. It's the hag.
No.
What?
I'm an old woman. I remember. Yes.
As soon as I did that, I'm sure it just spiked.
It was peak red, yeah.
Damned fool. How dare you return?
I like my hag voice. It's good. Did I unplug something? I'm like,
Is it that loud?
no, it just sounds static. The hag, sitting in front of the lounge, intimidated me in a horrid voice. She kept cursing me for a little while, but she was so incensed that I could barely tell what she was saying. I knew what she was trying to say, though. The hag was willing to forgive my escape from the school, but once I revealed my identity to the police, she had to step in. Since I had disobeyed the family rule, she, as the leader, was forced to punish me.
Can I just say, the inclusion of Higurashi in the actual fucking music
Oh, that's
is actually my favorite part about that song.
Moreover, there was one thing that bothered her more than anything else. The fact that I covered for Satoshi-kun. The Hojo family had been seen as traitors to the village ever since the dam conflict. There's just so much audio noise. It's like incredibly fitting. It fits the scene perfectly. Because Shion is thinking a gajillion things per second.
Yeah.
But as I'm trying to focus and read words aloud, hearing about 87 different forms of sound penetrate my brain at once is a little, jarring. Satoshi-kun is still considered one of them. She couldn't accept that I was connected to him. To me, this was a bit unexpected. I'd escaped from the school the hag had put me in, all the while. I believed that that's what she was upset about. But in fact, she said that she was most uncomfortable with my connection with Satoshi-kun. I couldn't believe this. Of course, I knew that Satoshi-kun's family was persecuted for their betrayal, but I didn't think that Satoshi-kun was also burdened with that responsibility. And I like that it has the bell, the spooky bell. He has nothing to do with that. I understand that his parents were ostracized, but he shouldn't be.
Shut the hell up!
The hag interrupted me with a shout, which made me cower in fear. She continued slandering the Hojos and said that Satoshi-kun was a cursed child. I started feeling pissed off. What did he do to deserve this? What was he being blamed for? It was too late when I realized I'd said that out loud. The hag looked furious. I'd obviously upset her. I decided to repeat myself to make it very clear how I felt. Got him. What are you saying, you old hag? Everything you spouted is nonsense.
Who the hell do you think you're talking to?
Oh shit! Ryukishi said, I forgot to say fuck in every novel leading up to this one. I gotta get them all out.
Yeah.
He says fuck a lot in
It's
this
just.
one. See, Shion is the better Sonozaki twin because she says fuck.
Shion says fuck. Oh my god. It's crazy.
Shut the fuck up! Let me finish! That sounds really intimidating, right? I shouted loudly to silence the hag. I'm sorry. It just...
No, this is very cheesy. This is
I'm so used to Ryukishi not, like, swearing in his novels that every time
Every time you read it.
I see a swear, I think of the fucking marine copy pasta. Especially when he says fuck, it just runs through my head immediately. What the fuck do you know about Satoshi-kun? How could you talk about him like he's some pest when you don't know anything about him? I know how sweet he is. You don't like him because he's a hojo? How fucking stupid is that? Is even your brain archaic or what? You hate the fact that a Sonozaki is with a hojo that much? That's not just stupid. That's beyond stupid. Boy, I never
I said it was a bit cheesy here. We got a bit of Gouda going on.
I think I did a really good job of keeping composed leading up to that, but it's the I never expected to feel like Juliet line that I think really threw me for a loop here. Ryukishi said, I gotta get my reference to my homeboy Shakespeare. Boy, I never expected to feel like Juliet. My voice became hoarse from shouting. My face was messy with tears. Even so, I didn't feel like putting a stop to my emotional explosion. I was all too aware that I was doing that just to overwhelm my fear. The hag was glaring at me while breathing heavily. I glared back at her as fiercely as I could. Eventually, I realized that her sticking point was my relationship with Satoshi-kun. She wasn't only upset that I had a mere connection with him. Shion. Hag?
Audio.
Audio?
Oreo. I feel like it changes a little bit every... Doofenshmirtz!
Doofenshmirtz!
Penny the platypus!
A platypus? Penny the platypus?
I feel like the hag voice keeps changing. But it's all in that same vein of
It's
like,
pretty much Doofenshmirtz. Yeah, Doofenshmirtz.
Ah! A Sonozaki! I see! Looks like Mion mentioned that too.
that was definitely
No, that
Shion.
was Shion. What am I
You fucking stupid asshole.
Don't touch me.
I forgot how to say Shion.
Come back, Shion.
Yep, it's
There
back.
it goes.
Thank you. Just had to call her back, you know?
Usually he possesses you.
Yeah,
So you just
yeah.
have to call her.
Kei-san, I see. Looks like Mion mentioned that too. It was as though Mion was wearing a mask. She didn't budge under my penetrating glare. That was what the hag was really unhappy about. The fact that I was in love with Satoshi-kun. Yeah, alright, here it is, yeah. This is Shion's girl boss moment. You know? This is when Shion becomes a girl boss. Shion Kei-san. I don't give a shit about his family background or my own. Yeah, I'll admit that I'm in love with him. Girl boss Shion. She's talking about me. See? That's my name.
That's yeah. It's I put your name there. That's when I edit it. It's just gonna be your name.
You edit it. You very clearly black out the text.
It's just pure black and it says Conor Bakanga.
I love
Conor
Satoshi.
Bakanga Kun. And like the text is too small. It's gonna be so fun.
I love Satoshi Hojo-kun. I love him so much. Is that so wrong? Do you need a reason to love somebody? I could see the relatives shaking their heads in turmoil. Amongst them, I saw my mom. She must have been trying to protect me. Nofazaki?
Just wait.
Awuga!
Awuga!
But even she wouldn't look at me. Instead, she looked silently at the floor. Shion's, like, kind of retarded.
A little bit.
But also sort of based. Did you guys in the back hear me? Am I wrong? You'd know how sweet Satoshi-kun is in an instant if you bothered to get to know him. How can you put him down without... Mion held out a hand to silence me. Then she slowly walked in my direction. And then she just stabs her. It'd be a better end to what's on this game. Maybe Mion causes mass schizophrenia across the town. And they all think Shion's real. But she's not.
Shion's real.
That is enough, Shion. I understand what you wanted to say. Mion put her head close to mine and whispered. Shion, I know how you feel. But you can't go back after coming this far. You have to pay for what you did. What did I do? Why me? That's ridiculous. Shion. Mion's face turned cold again. She calmly told me. You're probably right, but this is Hinamizawa, and we are Sonozakis, as I'm sure you understand. We are the leaders of the three families, and you are the twin sister of the successor, Mion Sonozaki. Yet, I interrupted her. We haven't agreed on that matter ever since I came back. You're full of this reputation shit. Hinamizawa? The Sonozakis? So what? I don't give a fuck about... Shion says fuck, dude.
Shion says
It's
fuck.
like half of her dialogue this chapter. It's like a kid who learned how to swear for the first time.
She's a real she's being a real rebellious teenager here. Actually. She learned what fuck meant and started saying it.
Listen. Mion interrupted me just like I did her. Oh boy. How many people did you depend on to start your new life in Okinomiya? Chills shot through my spine. Kasai-san is in the cell at the back. Why Kasai? I knew why, of course. I'm like Venom. I'm like Eddie Brock in Venom. Where I'll be voicing like Mion, and then Shion's like trying to tear out of me, and then I'll be voicing Shion, and then Mion is like trying to rip out of me to become the primary voice.
Incredible.
I'm having a schizophrenic meltdown.
Like you do every time, every year, every day.
What? Who are you? No, I just stick my hand straight through you and you disappear. What if you're my Hinamizawa tulpa that I made?
Quite the
tulpa.
Quite the effort you've made thus far. Editing all those videos by yourself.
Why do you think I'm busy all the time?
You don't actually in school.
The moment I got caught, those who helped me were destined to meet the same fate. We were all subject to the punishment of betrayal. Maybe my punishment would be lighter than what they'd been going through. Kasai and Uncle Yoshiro must have been treated much worse than this. Everybody who helped me was falling victim. I know that you are prepared for your punishment, but have you ever thought of the consequences that Kasai and Uncle Yoshiro will have to face? My head rapidly cooled down. My aggression was all used up. Isn't this where she sells Mion out? I mean, that's like the ace up your sleeve here, right?
That Mion helped you too?
Yeah. That would be my ace. Are you kidding me?
What would you do? What would you accomplish in doing that? You just punish Mion too?
Fuck them.
No?
Hear me out. Because Mion's the successor, right?
Uh-huh.
So they're not going to kill Mion.
Really?
But if they're threatening to kill everyone that helps Shion, that's when you go, well, sis, smile W. And then they kill Mion. There's no successor.
Doleful smile. It doesn't make any sense in the context.
Fuck Mion.
Okay.
I hope she explodes.
Okay.
I should be the one to bear whatever punishment they'd bring on me. But I resented the fact that I'd be putting the people who supported me at risk. Shion, apologize to Granny. If you do, the others won't have to suffer, alright? No way, she just doesn't fold immediately. But Mion, did I really do something wrong? Was any of what I did that bad? God damn it, Shion. It's so easy. She just says, my V, guys, and then no one else has to die. Worst character, by the way.
Yeah. She kills people.
Shion's great. I wish she killed more people. You know, the only good Sonozaki is a dead Sonozaki. Unless they're in my bedroom. I was very afraid of that.
I just moved my hand.
I was very afraid of that. The moment Mion learned that I wasn't willing to apologize, her expression turned cold again. She turned her back to me and returned to the lounge. I talked back to the hag in a really harsh manner. I told her that I didn't do anything wrong. Yet I had involved many people to whom I owed so much. It went without saying, this was my responsibility. I was the sole person to blame, and no fault lay with them. Yes, Kasai and Yoshiro-san were blameless, just like as Satoshi was. But then, as if she read my mind, Mion turned around and gave a slight nod. It was possible that something was going to happen to Satoshi-kun. On top of Kasai and Uncle Yoshiro. Wait, sis! That can't happen. Satoshi-kun, I mean, nobody else should be punished. Please forgive them. What is it, Shion? Tears rolled down my cheeks. I no longer cared about my pride. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please forgive me. Now grovel. I should have said what the hag wanted to hear, yet she still looked unsatisfied. Maybe that wasn't too surprising. I just announced her so badly in front of the relatives. She wouldn't forgive me so easily. Just then, Mion spoke as the successor. So Shion, how do you propose to pay for this? Pay? What do you want me to do? Nothing could be scarier than being told to pay up while standing next to horrid-looking torture devices. I was completely terrified. I couldn't move from trembling. Mion saw that and whispered to our grandmother. The hag nodded. Mion summoned some young minions and gave them an order. They just beat the shit out of Shion.
Yeah.
Like, just rock'em sock'em robot, just... You know?
Yeah, they tie her up into like 2 sticks and make her be the robot. And they play a 2-player game, and then like whoever loses decides the fate of Shion Sonozaki.
Fuck off. What if, along your lines, they tie 2 sticks to her arms, and then they have her fight Japanese heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson?
She lose. I'm pretty sure. Actually, Shion says fuck, so she might win.
See, Shion would only lose because Tyson would bite the sticks controlling her arms. They removed one of the torture devices hanging on the wall. Then set a table in front of me and put the device on top of it. What is this? Oh? I thought she was gonna say fingers. I thought Shion was gonna lose the finger. It's a tool for removing fingernails. Do you know how to use it? No way. I shook as I stared at the tool. It looked like a giant nail clipper. You probably put the part that looks like a beak between your finger and fingernail, pulling them apart if you squeezed the handle. The chills ran up and down my spine when I imagined that. Each fingernail represents one of your responsibilities, Shion Sonozaki. No matter which ones you choose, you must remove 3 nails yourself. 3. 1 for Kasai, 1 for Uncle Yoshiro, and the last one for Satoshi-kun. It was a fairly reasonable number. Will you really not punish the others? Promise me. Please let them go if I do this. This is a punishment, not a negotiation. If you don't like the procedure, I'll do it. Just give me a second. I'm doing it. How hard do you think that would be? Well, because nails grow back.
Nails grow back.
Even when you remove them, they grow back.
It'd be painful in the moment and like for like a week.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you, because you have to do it yourself. That's the hard part. Because you put it on there, you get it set, and then you knowing full well what's gonna happen, just gotta full send it. You know?
Yeah.
That's why they always have people do their pinkies themselves. Is because you have to commit. Because also, if you go light on it, you just stab yourself and it hurts more. So that's why you gotta fucking.
You gotta rip the band-aid off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it all at once, so it hurts the least. You reduce the amount of time you have to suffer for.
If I was Shion, I'd do all 10 and then eat them to prove my loyalty.
Incredible.
I start eating my own hands as well.
Made of chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a carrot, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because there only is takes about as much force to bite into a carrot as it does to bite a finger off.
Yeah. Oh. I put the device to my little finger while shaking badly. If my fingernails were shorter, it would have been harder. The metal beak captured my little finger beautifully. The subordinates then stabilized my left hand with a different restraining tool. That seemed reasonable because my finger would slip out if it weren't restrained like that.
It was reasonable. Just
It's
just reasonable.
This is a very reasonable thing that's happening right now. I'm sorry, you fell in love with somebody? Rip all of your nails off. You stupid asshole. You should kill yourself now. As the subordinates buckled up the leather straps, I realized that this was really happening, and there was no escape. Somewhere in my mind, I'd been thinking that they might forgive me after just a little gesture alone. I shouldn't have been so naive. The emotions I'd been holding back appeared in the form of tears and kept rolling down my cheeks. It was like my feelings were being squeezed out till the very last drop. Something even more horrifying followed this. The silence that awaited my next action. So, what should I do now? One of the subordinates pointed to the handle and told me either squeeze it or hit it. He recommended that the latter would be easy. He recommended that the latter would be easier to make it quick.
He has experience.
That's kind of based. But that is kind of just being like, yeah, well, you can either squeeze it or you can just smack the shit out of it. The second will probably be a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything after that. There was nothing to hear but the sound of my sweat dripping onto the floor. The onlookers were staring at me silently, waiting for me to execute my punishment. Both the hag and Mion, they were also anticipating it. I could refuse, but that meant I wouldn't be paying up. This punishment exists to offer payment in exchange for the safety of those who helped me. If I refused, they would suffer. I started breathing heavily. I knew that if I did this, the others would go free. This was, if you thought about it, quite a good deal. If it weren't me, it wouldn't just be 3 fingernails. If it were Kasai, he'd have to sacrifice his little finger or something even worse. I knew that. But it was my selfish desire to get away from that school. Why did Kasai have to suffer because of that? I knew that. Why did Uncle Yoshiro just have to suffer because he provided me with a job? See, if Shion is based, she goes, "I'm sorry, Kasai," and then hits it. And then, "I'm sorry, Uncle Yoshiro," and then hits it. And then, "I'm sorry, Satoshi," and then hits it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she's apologizing for getting all of them involved.
True.
I'd be great at manipulating the underground Japanese mafia.
Are you sure about that?
He almost said true. He got the true and then stopped. He's too scared to know what I would do with gang power.
He's taking his crack cocaine.
It's just Vicks Vapor Rub. It's meant to clear your sinuses.
It helps him act.
I gotta get the waterworks going for Shion right now.
Yeah.
I knew that the hag and the other relatives still hated the Hojos, so I didn't know what they'd do to Satoshi-kun if I didn't do this. Would they bring Satoshi-kun here and tell him to do the same? Would they tell him to remove his fingernails in exchange for forgiving me? He'd do it. He'd sacrifice himself with no hesitation in order to save the others. My sweat dripped onto the table through my nose. I'd do it, yes. It was only 3 fingernails. It might hurt a lot, but I wouldn't die. The fingernails would grow back. It wouldn't even leave a huge scar. I shouldn't be afraid. The punishment was minimal because it was me. If I refused to do this, the others would be punished much more severely. I couldn't let that happen to Kasai, Uncle Yoshiro, or Satoshi-kun. I was the only one who should be punished. So I just needed to bear the pain. Ow. I wasn't just breathing heavily anymore. I was also moaning faintly, ready to scream at any moment. That's right, make it quick. This wasn't torture, so I didn't have to prolong the moment of pain. I should do it in one swift blow. That way, my pain and fear would be minimized. I raised my right arm. Quickly. The pain would be lessened if I did it in one stroke. It'd be much more painful if I messed it up. I held my breath. I felt as if my body was frozen. I was choking. The chills crept up my spine. Don't be afraid, Shion. The fingernails are just a tiny fraction of the whole body. Just 1 square centimeter. I could do this. I could bear it. Whoa! I smacked my right hand onto the handle of the device. I sensed the noise through my body instead of through my ears. At the same time, I felt a pain I'd never experienced before. A moment later, the pain pulsated with my heartbeat. I clenched my teeth. I felt like my teeth were cracking. I tightly shut my eyes until my eyeballs got squeezed up. The pain wouldn't fade. Rather, it swelled with my blood pressure. I felt as though it was bloating like a balloon. Timidly, I opened my eyes. I found that my little finger wasn't really drenched in blood. It was bleeding, but not much. Certainly not enough to explain how much it hurt. My fingernail was open, just like the hood of a car. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was overwhelming. So, I know how it works.
It's peeling it off. It's
Yeah.
like it's attached and go. Like I guess I don't actually know.
Do you not know how? Okay. So think of it like a clamshell.
Well, I mean your fingernail, I understand.
Yeah. So I'm assuming what the device is it opens like that. And so then you pop it and lift up. That's why squeezing it will suck, because you're slowly doing it.
You're
compared
tearing
to just,
it off, yeah.
Compared to just... And then that means it's still attached by the cubicle. So I'd
But
assume.
you can still just.
Yeah, I would assume you just. And then you're done. Ow.
Yeah.
Owie.
Yeah.
Did you see John Wick 3?
Yeah, we watched it.
That's right. You know where the ballet dancer peels her toenail off?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's all I can think of whenever I think of like nail stuff. It occurred to me that I'd only done 1 out of 3. Did I have to repeat this 2 more times? Did I have to remove the nails from my ring and middle fingers as well? I looked at the hag and Mion begging for mercy, but they were just silently staring at me, as if the show had only just begun. I saw no hint of mercy in their eyes. They wouldn't be changing their minds. Since they said 3, it had to be 3. They wouldn't forgive me until I removed 2 more fingernails. Coward. Mion, look, isn't this enough? It really hurts, you know that? You see that in my eyes, don't you? It really hurts. Mion answered, still wearing a cold look. You can't keep going, Shion? She didn't mean that it was sufficient. What she meant is that the others would have to take the remaining punishment if I didn't. I knew that. I really did know. I'll do it. This is easy. You sadists? This doesn't scare me. This hurts a lot. Sorry, no. This doesn't scare me. This doesn't hurt. I quickly moved the metal bar and set it on my ring finger and smacked it with no hesitation. Kinda based. Instead of making it quick, maybe I was just rushing out of fear. I'd messed up. Ow. The torture tool had clipped just the tip of my fingernail. The pain, however, was equal. I couldn't believe I'd only chipped it. Did I have to do it again? Did I have to continue removing the nail from my ring finger? That much pain? Again? Again? Shion? No. I don't want to do it. I couldn't bear it anymore. I started crying shamelessly. No way Shion bitches out of this. I can't take it anymore. It's too painful. Forgive me, please. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There it is again.
Yeah. They didn't seem to hear my voice. It felt as though there was an invisible barrier between us. They showed no mercy. They were just here to witness this ritual. So rather than sympathetic, they looked amazed by my screw-up. Mion walked up to me and whispered to my crying face, Shion. That was a weird Mion voice. Shion, there's just a bit more to go. Hang in there. No. I can't do this. It really hurts. It really does. Mion shook her head, then signaled the subordinates. They came from behind me. They covered my head with something like a knit cape. It was a blindfold. One of them pinned me in a Nelson hold, restricting my movement. No, stop it. No! I couldn't overpower the guy behind me. Then I felt something strange on my left hand. The other guy was doing something with the torture tool. He put the metal bar between my ring finger and its fingernail. So what, they're just doing it for her?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of defeats the point, right?
Does it?
Yeah.
But she's still taking off the fingernails. The fingernails are the payment. It's not
Yeah.
doing it, that's the payment.
I guess if you're counting the nails, it's the actual payment.
Yeah.
But for me, it's more about the principle of doing it yourself to own up for your own mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure. I'd make Shion do it.
You yell at her until she starts doing it again?
Yeah. It's about the principle.
Okay.
It's about the principle of Shion, with her own actions, making up for her own actions, you know? Not my fault she bitch made.
True.
No! Mom, help me. Mom! Ah! My left hand was fixed in the restraints, so I couldn't put up much protest anyway. But even the left hand was pressed down by his rough palms until it hurt, robbing it of even the freedom to tremble. They had no hesitation. It was made very clear to me how merciless people could be. Robbed of my vision, all I could do was clench my teeth against the pain assailing me. They could have at least given her like a leather strap.
The bite down on it?
Yeah. That would have been nice. If there was anything I was thankful for, it was that he was well practiced. He had ripped off both of my fingernails cleanly. Pain and screaming might induce narcotic chemicals in the brain. While screaming, I started losing consciousness. I like the white lines. Shion is so bitch made.
Well, that's your takeaway from this scene.
That's facts. Shion doesn't know. She could not be privy to a fraction of the pain that we Guns of Icarus online fans experienced every day.
Where the fuck you were going with that? Okay.
I didn't know if I wanted to go the gamer route, or if I wanted to go with something that I experience. And every day I wake up, I feel unspeakable pain at the fact that my favorite multiplayer video game of all time is dead, and I'll never be able to play it again. And I have to live with that. Shion's pain isn't even permanent. Mine is.
It is permanent. I can't. You're
She's
so right.
so bitch,
You're
man.
so